Back at it with another edition of Litter Media Live, a special edition featuring this fella right here and the Ross County American Legion Post 62. Mike Holz with us. Good to see you.
And pleasure to be here, Dan.
We're going to learn about the American Legion, how you can be a member, and what exactly it is that the American Legion does and what their purpose is. We'll explain in just a moment right after this from Classic Brands.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just
it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
During our radio days, these guys were our next-door neighbors. Right there at 45 West Main Street is where the radio station was, and across the alley
We're at 53 West Main Street, Dan.
right there at Post 62.
Yes, sir.
Well, this is our first opportunity really to chat and talk. You are an Air Force veteran. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Dan. Yes, I'm a 20-year Air Force retired. I retired in 1996 and served around the world and all through the country. So, it's my pleasure to be out there and protect our country.
And now serving locally.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about the American Legion. You have different levels. You're the post commander, but there's different officers and things of that sort, right?
Yes, sir. The primary officers in our post are the commander, and then, of course, the first vice, who his basic job is membership. Then we have a second vice who's in charge of all the activities, setting up dances, dinners, etc. Adjutant, who takes care of our minutes and our correspondence. Finance officer, that's kind of self-explanatory. They take care of the money for the post. And then we have appointed officers such as Sergeant at Arms, who has his little job he has to do, the chaplain. And then we have board members on our executive board, which runs the canteen part of the club and what monies we spend on the post itself and what we do for charities.
It's amazing, I think, to some folks. They don't realize how much the Legion Post is involved in. I mean, they think, okay, it's a place you can go down and have something to eat. The guys and gals who serve to get together, but you reach out in great civic manners and do a great deal there as well.
Yes, we do. Some of the charities we support, Dan, are the Veterans in Transition, which takes care of local veterans, not only in Ross County but surrounding counties. They do things such as go out and build wheelchair ramps for the vets. They loan out wheelchairs, walkers, hospital beds, those type of items. The Carver Community Center, which I think a lot of folks in the city are familiar with, over on 5th Street. The DARE program for the sheriff. Rock for Tots. The Pioneer School, that's to name a few. Recently, we donated over $8,000 at the Ross County Fair to the Junior Fair program. We bought one young gentleman's hog at the fair sales, and then we do what's called add-ons. And we, depending on the size of the animal, we donate to that as an add-on to that youth who sends a letter to the post asking us to support them. $200 for like the small animals such as rabbits and chickens, and then the larger animals like your hogs, your sheep, your cow. In the recent years we've been able to donate like $500 to those folks, and like I said, those add-ons add up to a big amount of the sales at the fair. I believe I went to the dinner for the donators and the buyers, and they said that the add-ons this year at the Junior Fair sales was over $330,000.
Wow!
That different people, and like I said, us individually, we from the post, we have about $6,500 or more that we did in add-ons for these young youth.
I was never a kid who had a 4-H project at the fair, but I can imagine how that helps them to be able to receive that type of money.
Immensely helps them, and they send us thank you cards from, there's just about every one of them we support. They send us a thank you card. They really appreciate us doing that for them.
Yeah. I know a lot of folks hear about the Legion when it comes to baseball time. Of course, we've got the Legion tournament and everything out at the VA and all.
Right. Unfortunately, our baseball program kind of on that side of it went defunct about 3-4 years ago. 757 Post 757 still does that. We support 3 teams, I believe, down in the City Youth League. We're the sponsor for those 3 teams. We donate anywhere from, depending on the year, whether they've got what they've got to buy, we'll donate anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 to that program for those teams.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I know that the Legion Post is for members, but there are times where public events are held there, even wedding receptions and things of that sort.
Yes, we have an upstairs facility that we rent out. The prices are they're a little cheaper for the member to rent out the hall upstairs than it is a non-member, but we do have that available to the public to rent out for like a wedding reception, a retirement party, those types of things. We also, our dinners that we have periodically, we open those up to the public. You'll see a sign out in front of the post saying, we're having this dinner today. Say, for instance, it's like this Friday, we're doing a lasagna dinner. The Sons of the American Legion is doing a lasagna dinner, and we'll have a sign out front, it's open to the public. If we have dinners still available, you can come in and purchase a dinner to go or buy one to eat, and then, basically that's it for the public.
Now, for those who have not served, there is a way that you can serve. You mentioned Sons of the American Legion, and if you have been relative to a veteran, that makes a difference, doesn't it?
Right. First, Dan, the American Legion as a whole is the largest organization in the country, veterans organization in the country. It's strength in numbers, and our contributions, each identity fills out a yearly report. The national commander of the American Legion uses that to lobby in Washington, D.C. with our politicians for veterans benefits, to continue the veterans benefits. The American Legion, the parent organization, you have to be a veteran and you had to serve in World War II, World War I, and those dates was from April 6, 1917 to November 11th, 1918. I don't believe we have too many of those men and women left. Then from December 7th, 1941 to affinity. You did not have to be in a conflict or you could be peacetime and served. You have to have an honorable discharge. The application for the American Legion, you can come in and get an application and fill it out. Your DD-214 and $35 for the yearly membership, you can become a member of the American Legion. And then, as you mentioned, the Sons of the American Legion, they are male descendants of the American Legion. They get their membership through a veteran, be it their father, their mother, their grandmother, their grandfather, step-grandfather, stepfather, etc. That has served and has an honorable discharge and are eligible to join the American Legion. And then we have the auxiliary, and they have various categories that they can join under. They have their requirements require you to have be eligible under someone who is eligible to belong to the American Legion. If that member is deceased, they have to provide a copy of that veteran's death certificate along with the DD-214 and a birth certificate, the application, and their dues. And I believe their dues just went up to around, I think it's $40. The Sons of the American Legion, their dues is $30 a year. These applications, the qualifications, we have those in our canteen at the post. You stop in, ask a staff member, say, hey, I'm eligible to join. I believe I need an application. You fill out, bring back all the appropriate paperwork. It goes to the various part of our American Legion family, their meeting, and they'll bring up, and read the application and everything, make sure everything's in line, and that's how you become a member.
I know after Dad passed away, Mom married the milkman, which was always a joke, but he was truly a milkman. And he had veteran status, so World War II veteran. And so I guess in some respects, if I tracked down his information, I could become a member.
Yes, Dan. Yeah.
So.
If you track down his information, you would need, again, for the sons, all you would need is his DD-214, and you would be eligible to join as a stepson.
And I know a lot of these forms you're talking about, we've visited with Bob Leach a time or two, and these are very familiar things that we're hearing, but if you were in the military, you know what all those acronyms stand for.
Right. And DD-214s, if you don't have one in your possession, if you go out to the Veterans Service Center out in Central Center, where the old Holz building used to be, right in where the DMV and all those are located now, you go in there, and those ladies or gentlemen, whoever's working in there, will help you look it up in the computer and can get you a copy of it.
Yeah, great resource they have.
Yes.
There. Absolutely. Is there anything else that we've not touched on you want to make sure you know?
Yes. In the community, this last year, the post itself, we donated, the organizations that I mentioned were a lot of that, part of that. We also send monies to our Charities, Inc. Up at Department in Delaware. That's the Ohio Department of the American Legion. They support charities such as Gifts for Yanks, Child Welfare, Comfort Warrior, I lost my train of thought there. Children's Miracle Network, those types of things. And we send some of our charities money to them to utilize for those programs. And then the ones I mentioned here in the county, last year we donated over $100,000 in charity monies out to these various charities.
That's incredible.
Which we're very proud of. We make that money from our different charitable projects that we can do at the post. We also have what we call Buckeye Boy State and Buckeye Girl State. The auxiliary takes care of the Buckeye Girl State, the men, the regular members, and the SEL. We take care of the Buckeye Boy State. Buckeye Boy State now is held every year at Miami University in Oxford. This last year in 2023, we just recently sent 10 boys down there for that. What it is, they get to go down there for the week, and they get to learn about government. And they get to run campaigns to be, say, the governor of the state, the mayor of the city, on the highway patrol, that type of thing. That is open to juniors in high school who are submitted by their guidance counselor, through their guidance counselor to us. We interview them at the post, usually in late February, early March, and then we send our list to department, and they go in June to that program. The girls, the last time that our auxiliary sent any girls was in 2021. They had 5. To let you know, for the boy state, that cost the post $300 a boy to go. The auxiliary, it cost us, I believe their rates are $350. I think the boy state's probably going to go up eventually. A couple of years ago, out of that program, we had 2 youth here in the county, one from Zane Trace and one from Chillicothe, and I don't remember which ones went where, but one of them went to the West, was selected to go to West Point when he graduated, and the other one went into the Merchant Marine Academy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great program for them. We do dinners at the post, children's Halloween party and Christmas party, those types of things. The last 2 years, and we just sent the entry in, we've put a float in the Halloween parade downtown. We go flag graves for Memorial Day at Grandview. some of the members are members of the Ross County Composite Honor Guard that honors our fallen veterans at funeral services. Scholarships. We give away the last 3 years we've given away one $500 scholarship to one student that was submitted from the school that meets our criteria that we have of $500 that wants to go to OUC up here at Chillicothe. So that's $3,500 a year we give away in donations there. Basically, that's just about covers the realm of what we do. Of course, we do a lot of other things. Members that are out there who've been a member before and have, for whatever reason, dropped their membership, we would love to have you come back and rejoin. You know, like I say, strength in numbers. We had, I know you might be familiar with it, Dan. Recently, there was a fight to keep the Veterans Administration Hospital open. At the Post, we hosted 3 meetings, one town hall meeting. One of them was a town hall meeting. We were very involved in backing our 2 senators, Senator Brown, Senator Portman, and Mark Johnson, who is a state elected official in the State House. They were involved in that very heavily, and we were very voiceful about, no, we do not need to do that here in Appalachia. We need to keep that hospital open for our veterans.
Yeah. And you had a tie by having worked at the VA as well, correct?
Yes, correct. And I had, there's a few of other members at the Post that are employees out there, and a few others that also retired from there.
Yeah. You brought up Buckeye Boys State, and I was in the city of Eaton, 1979, at Bowling Green State University is where they had it there.
Yes.
So while you were serving in the country, I was serving at Bowling Green. in that aspect.
That program used to be at Bowling Green State University. It was there for several years. Then they no longer, for whatever reason, they didn't want to support it, or there was a logistics of it didn't work out, so they moved it to Miami and Oxford about 5 years ago.
Opportunity and experience, because as you mentioned, you get to experience voting for a governor, voting for this, and learning how government works.
Yes.
And I was a state patrolman while I was in, plus got to be in the band, and the band was fantastic. I think we had 300 members in the band. It was super.
Yes, that is another opportunity that I failed to mention at Boys State, and I believe Girls State does the same thing. If the youth is in the band in their high school or they play an instrument, take the instrument with them, and they have the opportunity to join that band. And like you said, it is absolutely fantastic in the short number of days how they sound when they do the closing ceremony and when they do perform. It's really. I think we
maybe had 3 rehearsals, and it came time for Governor Rhodes was coming to speak to us, and everybody just jumped right in, and you couldn't tell. It was fantastic. Like we've been together for 6 months.
Correct. And I'd like to add on the Sons of the American Legion side, will be hosting the state convention for the Sons of the American Legion here in Chillicothe. It'll be the 3rd weekend in May in 2025, in 2 years. We hosted it back in 2016, and we'll be doing the same thing again in 2025.
That's great. And now, what will happen there?
You'll have anywhere from 125 to 150 come in. We do a re-election of the new officers for the detachment for the state for the next year, and we'll have various little programs set up for them. We'll probably visit the VA. We'll have a dinner at the Post for the guys, and they'll conduct the business that they do during the convention.
Yeah, so that's May of 2025.
May of 2025, and it's always the 3rd. We have that convention the 3rd weekend in May.
All right, fantastic. If someone wants to be a member, just come up to the door and
Yep.
walk in and go to the canteen, right?
Go to the back door and ring the buzzer. There's at the front door that comes in from Main Street. There is no buzzer up there. Okay. If you come to the back door, ring it, go in, tell the staff on duty in the canteen while you're there. They'll get you an application. They're there behind the bar. We have them in a folder for each identity, and they can get their application. And if they have any questions, they can call one of us about the paperwork. You get it back in there, and then, like it says, if everything checks out okay, then basically you're in there. We just have to go through all the protocol things that we have to do at our meetings.
And if you signed up for the military, you know what that's like.
Yes.
You don't have to get shots.
No. No, you don't have to stand in line to get shots. That's for sure.
The only shots are at the bar.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
In that aspect. Mike, thank you so much for your service again to our country, as well as the service here through the American Legion.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you for the time to let me come here and talk today. Like I said, I volunteer and do a lot of things there, and so do a lot of people. And it's it's a good place to socialize, and it's a good place to come and talk to other veterans.
Fantastic. Ross County American Legion Post 62, and again, Mike Holz, the post commander. Thanks again.
Thank you, Dan.
Kind of feel like I need to salute, but I probably shouldn't, right? Okay. And thank you for watching as well here on Litter Media.